People like to believe in fairy tales. Camelot. It's been reprinted all over the world. Maybe that's what they'll all believe now.
Well, I think the word I would use to describe the new film, Jackie, is haunting. And it's largely because of Natalie Portman's hypnotic performance here as Jackie Kennedy. Now, we've seen many movies, books, miniseries, everything you can name it about Jackie Kennedy or Jackie Onassis, one of the most talked about, photographed, written about women ever in the world. She transformed the White House after her husband, John Kennedy, was elected in 1960, and they lived the life, what was known as Camelot there, until his assassination in 1963. This movie focuses on that time just before and mostly right after the assassination, and how Jackie Kennedy upheld her husband's legacy and dealt with this most tragic of events in this most public of ways. This is a different portrait than we've ever seen of her. It's the most intimate one I can certainly ever recall. It was written, a screenplay, by Noah Oppenheim, who actually is a producer of the Today Show, and this is a rare outing for him as a motion picture screenwriter, but he's done a fine job in sort of capturing that period of time and focusing on Mrs. Kennedy, really with the benefit of an absolutely extraordinary performance from Natalie Portman. Now, Natalie Portman, I would never have expected actually to play Jackie Kennedy. I don't think she thought so either. But as she has said, you put on that wig and suddenly you become her. Well, that's being very modest, because Portman does so much more to become Jackie Kennedy, to get into her, into the interior here of this woman, and with, of course, that accent, that Long Island kind of accent, merged with an upper crust, college-educated person as well. She nails it.
Mr. Valenti, would you mind getting a message to all our funeral guests when they land?
Of course.
Inform them that I will walk with Jack tomorrow.
It's something to listen to. There is a rhythm that this movie has that very few films like it ever achieve, and partly that has to be the responsibility of its director, Pablo Larraín, who's a great Chilean director, did movies like No and currently Neruda, here working in the English language, and really finding a pace and a style here, bringing an outsider, a foreigner's view to this very American story of this great tragedy that happened and what this woman, this great woman, did during that time. The story really revolves and sort of set around an interview that she does with a journalist here, who is played by Billy Crudup. And it darts back and forth to before the assassination, to earlier times, including that famous tour of the White House that Jackie Kennedy gave.
Are you afraid I'm about to cry again?
No, I say you're more likely to scream.
Scream what?
My husband was a great man.
It really is all about her and how she upheld the dignity not only of the White House and the country in this horrendous time, but also her husband's own legacy. And it is something to behold. This is Portman's show from start to finish. And this is another great performance by this Oscar-winning actress, who certainly will be among the nominees again this year for playing Jackie Kennedy in Jackie, I Say Go.